Welcome back, mystery lovers. Today we're diving into the eerie legend of Pan American Flight 914. Buckle up as we uncover some lesser-known facts about this urban legend that has fascinated paranormal enthusiasts for decades. This story has it all: a vanishing airplane, a confused pilot, and a whole lot of questions. Was it a simple hoax, a case of mistaken identity, or something far stranger? We're going to try to separate fact from fiction as we explore the tale of Pan Am Flight 914. Get ready, because we're about to take off into the wild blue yonder of aviation mysteries. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, we'll encounter some turbulence along the way. If a plane really did disappear and reappear decades later, you'd think there'd be a paper trail, right? Well, that's where things get weird. There's no official record of a Pan Am Flight 914 disappearing or reappearing. Pan Am was a real airline, a big one back in the day. But when it comes to Flight 914, it's like trying to find a boarding pass in a black hole. There's nothing in official aviation records, no mention in newspapers, no distressed calls, no government documents. Nothing. It's like this flight never existed, which is a bit of a head-scratcher. One of the hallmarks of a good urban legend is its malleability. Like a game of telephone, the story of Pan Am Flight 914 has morphed and shifted over the years, with each retelling adding its own unique flavor to the mystery. In some versions, Flight 914 was a routine hop from New York to Miami, vanishing without a trace in 1955, only to reappear in Caracas, Venezuela in 1992. Other versions place its disappearance in 1954, and the reappearance location sometimes shifts to other cities, like Bogota or even Buenos Aires. The number of passengers and crew on board changes, the type of plane fluctuates, and the pilot's message to air traffic control, if there even is one, varies wildly. Now, some might say these inconsistencies are just minor details, insignificant blips in an otherwise compelling narrative. But for me, they raise a big, fat red flag, because when a story changes every time you hear it, it starts to feel less like a historical event and more like a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Every good mystery has an origin story, a moment in time when the legend first took flight. In the case of Pan Am Flight 914, that moment appears to have occurred sometime in the 1980s, though the exact date remains as elusive as the flight itself. The legend seems to have first gained traction in the pages of tabloids, those beacons of journalistic integrity known for their sensational headlines and questionable sources. One publication in particular, Weekly World News, seemed particularly smitten with the tale of Flight 914, publishing multiple articles that presented the story as fact, despite a noticeable lack of, actual evidence. Now, I'm not saying that everything you read in a tabloid is fabricated, but let's just say that these publications aren't exactly known for their rigorous fact-checking or their commitment to journalistic ethics. They're more interested in selling copies than they are in separating truth from fiction. So when we trace the story of Pan Am Flight 914 back to its roots, we find ourselves in the murky world of tabloid journalism. Buckle up, because this next part of the story takes a turn for the truly macabre. Some versions of the Pan Am Flight 914 legend add a chilling twist. The passengers and crew on board were found as skeletons. Imagine, a seemingly normal plane lands at the airport. Ground crew approaches, expecting confused passengers, but instead, they're met with the silence of the grave. Rows of skeletal figures still strapped into their seats, frozen in time. This detail, while terrifying, is completely unsubstantiated. One of the most enduring elements of the Pan Am Flight 914 legend is the supposed radio transmission from the cockpit. Picture this. Air traffic control in Caracas picks up a garbled transmission, a voice crackling through the static. It's the pilot of Pan Am Flight 914, asking, "Where are we?" The controller responds, "Approaching Caracas." The pilot replies, "This is Pan Am Flight 914 from New York to Miami." It exists only in hearsay, like a spooky campfire story. The tale of Pan Am Flight 914 didn't emerge in a vacuum. It landed, so to speak, in a world already primed for stories of unexplained disappearances, particularly those involving the vast and mysterious ocean. The legend taps into the same vein of fascination that surrounds the Bermuda Triangle, that infamous stretch of the Atlantic Ocean rumored to swallow ships and planes whole. Like the Bermuda Triangle, the story of Flight 914 involves vanished time, a concept both terrifying and alluring. The idea that a plane could simply blink out of existence for decades, only to reappear as if nothing had changed, captures our imaginations and plays on our deepest fears about the unknown. The two mysteries share a similar narrative structure, a routine journey interrupted by unexplained events, a lack of concrete evidence, and a healthy dose of speculation about what might have happened. Both stories thrive on the absence of definitive answers, allowing us to fill in the blanks with our own theories and interpretations. This connection to the Bermuda Triangle mystique undoubtedly adds to the allure of the Pan Am Flight 914 legend. The story of Pan Am Flight 914 might make for a thrilling movie plot or a late-night campfire tale, but it doesn't hold up under expert scrutiny. Experts point out numerous inconsistencies and impossibilities grounding this flight of fancy. Planes can't disappear and reappear intact. They need regular maintenance and can't fly for decades without refueling. The idea of a plane slipping through a temporal wormhole ignores the complexities of time and space. Even if a plane could travel through time, it wouldn't land unnoticed at a busy airport like Caracas. Despite being largely debunked by experts and lacking any real evidence, the legend of Pan Am Flight 914 has had a lasting impact on popular culture. It's become a kind of paranormal Rorschach test, inspiring countless conspiracy theories, fueling internet forums, and sparking endless debates about the nature of time, space, and the mysteries of the universe. Some speculate that the story is evidence of time slips, those alleged moments when the fabric of reality glitches, allowing for brief glimpses into other timelines or dimensions. Others believe it supports the existence of alternate realities, suggesting that Flight 914 might have taken a wrong turn into a parallel universe, only to find its way back to our own. The story has even been linked to other real-life aviation mysteries, like the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. While it's important to approach such theories with a healthy dose of skepticism, it's also fascinating to see how a single, unsubstantiated story can capture the collective imagination and inspire such a wide range of interpretations. Like a ghost ship sailing the digital seas, the story of Pan Am Flight 914 found new life in the 21st century, thanks in no small part to the rise of the internet and the insatiable appetite for all things mysterious and unexplained. No longer confined to the dusty pages of tabloids or whispered rumors at slumber parties, the legend took flight in the digital realm, spreading like wildfire across blogs, forums, and social media platforms. YouTube, in particular, became a breeding ground for Pan Am Flight 914 content. Countless videos, ranging from low-budget documentaries to animated explainers to dramatic reenactments, popped up, each offering its own take on the legend and further cementing its place in internet folklore. The comments sections of these videos became virtual salons for armchair detectives and conspiracy theorists, with users dissecting every detail of the story, proposing new theories, and debating the merits of various pieces of evidence, no matter how flimsy or far-fetched. The internet, with its ability to connect people across continents and amplify even the most niche interests, breathed new life into the legend of Pan Am Flight 914. It's impossible to talk about the enduring appeal of the Pan Am Flight 914 legend without mentioning its striking resemblance to a certain iconic television show known for exploring the strange and surreal The Twilight Zone. In fact, the story's themes of lost time, unexplained phenomena, and the fragility of reality feel like they were ripped straight from an episode of Rod Serling's masterpiece. One episode in particular, The Odyssey of Flight 33, bears a striking resemblance to the tale of Pan Am Flight 914. In this episode, a passenger plane experiences a time warp, finding itself transported to the distant past. The episode, like the legend of Flight 914, plays on our fears of the unknown and the unsettling possibility of time travel. The Twilight Zone, with its signature blend of science fiction, fantasy, and psychological thriller, tapped into a deep well of human fascination with the paranormal and the unexplained. The similarities between the Pan Am Flight 914 legend and episodes of The Twilight Zone highlight the enduring appeal of stories that blur the lines between reality and the impossible. And there you have it, folks. The mysterious tale of Pan American Flight 914 continues to captivate and intrigue. We've explored the lack of evidence, the shifting details, the spooky embellishments, and the cultural impact of this enduring legend. So was it a time-traveling plane, a case of mistaken identity, or just a really good story? We may never know for sure. But one thing's for certain, the legend of Pan Am Flight 914 reminds us that sometimes the most enduring mysteries are the ones without answers. If you enjoyed this deep dive into aviation enigma, please like, share, and comment your favorite facts in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more fascinating facts.